Hey, Shalom, I'm back. Um, I was taking care of a few things, you know. I'm back to finish the video off. And as I was saying before the video cut, a great example is Job, how to keep pushing when adversity hits you. You see, when suffering hits you and when you be brought low, and Job, he was he was brought low, but he still kept his integrity. He still kept believing in Yahweh Shemashah. You see, he never bucked up. He had made a beautiful statement in Job 13 and 15. Though he slay me, yet I will trust in him and maintain my way before him. And that's how we got to be inside this truth. We got to maintain our ways before Yahweh Shemashah. And these trials, these fiery trials, is to try us to see if we're going to remain faithful unto death and remain faithful unto the end. You see, it says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange things happen unto you. In your daily lives, you're going to have certain encounters, You're going to go through certain situations, but it's not to belittle you, it's not to not think that Yahweh Shemashah doesn't love you, because if you read Hebrews 12 and 6, Most High is dealing with you, The Lord loveth who he chasteneth, and he accept everyone that he received, they're going to go through that discipline. They're going to go through hell and hot water. That just shows that you are accepted and indeed are a son of the Most High. But if we, as the scripture goes on, when you read into this, it says, But rejoice, and as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings. You see, but rejoice. You see, because if we are to share the glory with Yahweh Shai, we must also share his sufferings. And the servant is not greater than his master. Yahweh Shai, he went through it. We gonna go through it as well, man. Just as well as the prophets of old. You see, matter of fact, I'm gonna get something and we're gonna jump back. This is James 5 and 10. It says, Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. And I bring up Job every time because he's a great example of suffering, affliction, and having great patience. Job showed great patience. And every prophet in this book, they went through certain situations, man. They went through afflictions. They went through suffering. And we in our time, we are prophets too as well. We ain't exempt. We gonna go through sufferings too as well. It says in the NLT, it says, for examples of patience and suffering, dear brothers and sisters, look at the prophets who are spoken in the name of the Lord. And we speaking in the name of the Lord, man. Yahweh Shemashah. Prophets of old went through it, and we going through it as well. You see? But we got to endure unto the end. Endure suffering without getting angry or upset. You know? We got to tolerate, remain, and last inside this truth. You know? It says, verse 11, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard the patience of Job, and we have. And have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord was very pitiful and tender of mercies. Job got increased at his last end. You know? And it says, Job, a man of great endurance. And we got to show great endurance as well. Our forefather Job, he went through it. You see? Because, hey, at our last end, we're going to be increased. Just Job was increased too. He got 10 times more than what he had before. Even more. How much of us, if we continue to endure all the stuff that we go through? You know? So when you go back to 1 Peter 4:12 again, 13 again, it says, Salakia, it says, but rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Why? You know, let's get it. This is Romans 8:17. It says, if children, then heirs of the Most High, right? We are the Most High's children. Joint heirs with Yahushua, heirs to the kingdom. It says, if children, then heirs of the Most High, joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. It says, and since we are his children, we are his heirs. In fact, together with Hamashiach, we are heirs of the Most High's glory. But if we are to share his glory, we must also share his sufferings. You see, serving as greater than his master. You know, Yahushua went through it, we're going to go through it as well. You know, and look what he got. You know, a whole lot of glory. But if we are to share his glory, we must also share his sufferings as well. Verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. You know, everything that we go through, the sufferings, the hardships and pain and bullshit, is not compared to the kingdom. You know, but getting the kingdom and spiritual power and immortality, those things is not freely given, man. That's something to work up to. We gotta be counted worthy for that. And this is why we're going through that fiery trial. That way we can be acceptable on the other side, man. You know? But just showing you gotta endure and remain and last. You know, because, hey, we got a great reward awaiting for us if we continue to endure. You know, not letting our problems and troubles, little small troubles, keep us at a halt. You know, keep us from moving forward. We got to continue to keep fighting through, no matter what. You know? But I hope this, little lesson was edifying. And we give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kafadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopefully elect. Till the next time I say, Shalom.